Hello, my Facebook friends, wherever you are in the world on this gorgeous, gorgeous summer's day here in Vancouver. And I wanted to share something with you. I was having a conversation with somebody last night. Somebody who is extremely complimentary about what it is that I do, and talked to me about how what I do is a bit of a mystery for a lot of people that don't really know how to pin it down. And we were talking about that, and we got into the depth of it. Let me think about how to deliver this to you so it's easy to grasp. We had a conversation. Let me think. Originally, the first conversation I think was 15, 16 months ago. And we had this conversation, and this person is a coach. This person is not just a coach, this person is probably one of the highest level coaches you might meet, in that this person serves other people, who coaches other, is really looked upon by them as the person to go see. And that's great. And this person serves them very well, I'm sure. However, we had a conversation, like I said, 15, 16 months ago, and during that conversation, I had felt the impetus to reveal some things to that person about themselves, that there was some unconscious speech patterns, there was some unconscious behavior, there was some unconscious belief systems that were clearly manifest to me because of my ability to do what it is that I do. And I could see this stuff going on in this person's life. And I pointed it out to them and pointed out to them that this was likely to be something that would come back and bite them in the ass, that they would likely manifest in their lives some things that would be at least challenging and possibly devastating. And this person thought it was, what I was talking about was very poignant. They could definitely see what I was talking about. And then I went on to share that, as many of you know, in 1990, I had a mountain climbing accident, got smashed to pieces. And I talked about how I was at the top of my game before I fell. I was doing great. Everything was exceptionally good. And then I came crashing down and got smashed up. And I said that was a wake-up call for me, and I talked about how each one of us has these wake-up calls. And for some people, like me, it's quite literal that I fell and got smashed to pieces. For some people, it's a diagnosis that is terrible. Sometimes it's a very serious illness. Sometimes it's a divorce or a bankruptcy, or some other devastating event takes place in this person's life, and it's a wake-up. And it feels like a curse, and there's no doubt at the time it is a curse, but it's actually, if you use it as a wake-up call, it becomes this great blessing. As in the words of Khalil Gibran, the pain is the breaking open of the shell of your understanding. It cracks you open to see yourself at a deeper level. And I shared this with this person about that's what it was for me. And I shared that I could see that this person was on the brink of that. That life was really good, but I could see that there were these behaviors that were showing up, there were belief systems and language patterns that were showing up that were telling me the direction of this person's life. And I've often been described as being a bit psychic about these things. It's not psychic, it's unconscious patterns that I am very good at seeing in people. And I pointed this out to this person, and this person was like, well, I think that maybe I should work with you. And let me be clear, it's not that this person couldn't afford me. This person could definitely afford me. In fact, this person charges considerably more per hour than I do, so it wasn't a money issue whatsoever. That was not the issue. But they were going to work with me, but they were working with this coach at this time, and they were going to wait until that was done, and then they were going to start working with me. Well, guess what? Of course they didn't. They didn't do that. And then recently, as in last night, I got in a conversation with that person, and guess what? The fall came. They had a massive fall. I'm not going to go into the details of it because I don't want anybody watching this who might know that person to feel like I'm betraying any confidence. I certainly wouldn't do that. But what I will tell you is that this person has gone from the very top to getting hammered. Into a very serious situation that has legal implications, has physical safety implications, has massive financial implications. It is pretty devastating for this person. And I said, tell me why you couldn't hear me when I genuinely, compassionately, caringly guided you and said, this is what I see it's happening. Did you not believe me at the time? And this person said to me, I absolutely believed you. I just didn't know how to get past my own, what did this person call it? My own press. I didn't know how to get past my own press. I didn't know how to get past believing what it was that I was being told by everybody. I didn't know how to get past believing the stuff inside of my head that was positive and cheering me on. And I said to this person, I said, but you and I had a discussion about how in the quiet times when you just sit there, or when there's nobody around you, just sort of drift off to sleep, you knew that this stuff was, like, you knew there was a little sort of grain of sand in the watch, as I call it. You knew there was something that was off, right? And this person said, absolutely, I did know that. I said, so what was stopping you? And the person had to admit, ego. Ego. Sometimes I don't know whether to cry, I don't know whether to scream, because the stuff that I am able to see in people and reveal to people, it's never out of wanting to poke nasty things at them. It's trying to get people to see what they can't see in themselves. We all, human beings, we all have our blind spots. Nobody is objective in their own subjective reality. You don't have that ability. None of us do. We need to have somebody who can guide us to see what's inside. And yeah, I want you to be positive. I want you to look at the good things in life, but you've got to also be pragmatic. You've also got to be realistic, and you've got to see the other stuff. And here's the thing. When I'm working with a client, I'm not speaking directly to their conscious mind. I'm always in the unconscious mind. And I want you to grasp this, because this is powerful and important. The unconscious mind has no chronology. What that means is there's no clock in your unconscious mind. So when you say to me, well, this happened, but it was in the past, bullshit. Your unconscious mind doesn't know the past from the present. There is no clock in there. So if there's a belief system that you got when you were 6 or 8 or 10 or whatever it is, that belief system's still in place. You may have covered it up with a whole bunch of stuff. You may have covered it up with a whole bunch of achievements, a whole bunch of great press. But if you've not gone into that unconscious place, if you've not brought the unconscious into the conscious, then it remains in the sense of no clock. It remains as if it's true. Once you're able to go in there and actually process it, not say, oh yes, I got this belief, but actually go in and process the emotion of it, then it gets a clock. Then it gets processed through the conscious mind, which has a clock, and says, okay, this is actually part of my past. But you actually have to deal with the emotional state from that place first. Sometimes I don't know whether to cry or scream, because sometimes I'm so deeply saddened when I can see that I could have took that person away from all of that pain. And there's the new age stuff of, well, this is my journey and I needed that lesson. Yeah, you did. We all need lessons, but do you have to take the lesson with a hammer? Jesus, you don't have to fall off a mountain like I did. You don't have to do it the tough way. I did that, and I promise you, there are far easier ways. I highly recommend that you do it far easier. So please, pay attention. Pay attention. The mentees that I work with are so amazing, because not only do they listen, they apply. They do it. And I'll tell you, I'm going to tell you right now, if you're thinking about having me work with you, grab a pair. Grab some balls. Stop bullshitting yourself. I am not a coach. I'm not there to rah-rah you and tell you how wonderful you are. I am there to take you to the core of what will make you great, to the very core of your own magnificence. But I promise you that that diamond for your magnificence is buried under a pile of shit, and we have got to go in and dig that stuff out, and I'm happy to help you. I will put on the hazmat suit, and I'll grab my shovel and I'll dig with you. But you got to be willing to go there. And I promise you it won't be easy, but I'll hold your hand. I'll be your champion. But don't fuck around and tell me, yeah, I'm going to do it, but don't do it. Do it. It'll transform your life. It'll transform the lives of every single person you interact with. You don't change just your life. You impact everybody's life. You dealing with the stuff that I'm talking about is soul work. It's not head work. Yeah, we go in through the mind, but it's into the soul of who you are. And in that place, we drop a rock in the lake of your unconscious mind. And when we drop that rock in, there are ripples throughout your life. It'll impact every single person you interact with. As a client, as a customer, as an employee, as a follower, as another leader, as a peer, as a family member, whatever it is. You are going to impact all of those people. But you got to have balls. You got to have gonads. You got to have lady balls. You got to have what it takes to do that. And most leaders are fucking chickens. They'll only go to a certain level. Are you a chicken? Or do you have the courage to take it on? The soul journey. Because as Joseph Campbell said, the cave that is the darkest, the one you fear most entering, is the one that has all of the jewels, all of the treasure that you're looking for. Paraphrased. That's where you gotta go. And I want to thank you for joining me. I want to ask you to get curious about where you need larger gonads. I want you to get curious about what it is that you're scared to look at. Because what you're scared to look at is the very thing you need to look at. And you're not going to get it from some coaches cheering you on. I'm sorry, I don't mean disrespect to coaches. That's not what it is. But remember, I started off telling you about this coach who was a very high-level coach. But she's now got to go to the very core, to the soulful level, that the new age rhetoric won't wash anymore. The reframe won't work anymore. You got to go to the core. You got to go to the root of what it is. So get curious about what's blocking your soul, because you're here to do great things, magnificent things, and you can, but you can't do it until you go to the very thing that is in the way. There is no out, there's only through. Dov Baron, fullmontyleadership.com. I want to thank you for joining me. Thank you, Lisa. Yes, indeed, you do have huge lady balls, and I really appreciate that about you. And that's been a part of our conversation, and I love that about you. Joe, thank you. Yep, I am intense. There's no doubt about it, mate. And I'm intensely passionate about working with the people that I work with. I'm intensely passionate about making the difference that I make. And I know, I got it. It took me a long time to get it. But what I do, no one else does. And that's great. That's fine. And whatever everybody else does is fantastic. It makes a big difference. And I appreciate every single one of you who works with others and makes a difference. I genuinely do. But now, who was it? I'm trying to remember who said it. Great philosopher said, "Healer, heal thyself." Till next time, Dov Baron, Full Monty Leadership. Thank you all for joining me here. And by the way, if you got good stuff out of this, please share it with others so they can get the value. This is the stuff I give away as a gift. So make sure you share the gifts with others. Share the wealth, okay? Share it with others. If you want to be part of these live broadcasts, of course, go to Dov Baron Leadership, click on like, and follow the notifications. If you got something out of it, tell me right in here, right in the comments. Tell me what you got out of this and how you're going to use it. I really want to know. I love to know the impact that it has. It really is important to me, okay? So please do that. Share it with others, all right? And again, if you can find the matrix, if you want to find out the matrix of authentic leadership, find out where you really are as a leader, go to matrix, matrix.fullmontyleadership.com. Thanks, guys. Great having you here. Really appreciate it. And yes, Yes, you can share it on any of your pages. Thank you, Kevin, for Love the Dove. I appreciate it. Thank you, Lisa, for sharing the videos on all of your pages. Really appreciate it. Olivia, good to see you. Michael, good to see you. Thank you all for joining me. Sincerely appreciate you all. Till next time, Dove Baron, Full Monty Leadership, out here at the Women's Hospital. Yes, that's where I am, here in Vancouver. Till next time.